Hi, friends. I want to share some tarot wisdom for you for 2024. So, to begin with, numerologically, 2024 is an 8 year. So, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 is 8. 8 is the number of infinity. It is the next higher octave. So, it's a new beginning, but at a higher evolutionary level. So, we have the 7 days of the week, and the eighth day begins a new week. We have the scale, the musical scale, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, which is 7 notes. And then do is the beginning of the higher octave. We have 7 chakras, and then the eighth chakra is beyond the crown and begins a higher connection to source, to the infinite. So 8 is considered to be a brand new beginning. In the tarot, Rachel Pollack, Zichronam Libracha, meaning her memory should be a blessing because she passed last year. She taught that the tarot really is divided into 3 lines. The first line being the numbers 1 through 7, has to do with our, begins with the fool. And then there's, the magician, the high priestess, like who are we? What are we capable of in this life? What's our potential? It's got the emperor and empress, which represent like father and mother. It's got our own learning and wisdom. And, there's certain things in the first 7 which are about us as infants and children and youth coming into self-awareness. But the second row, which begins with the 8, is about maturity. It's about adulthood. It's about evolving beyond childish, kind of naive ideas and really growing into our full sense of power, accountability, responsibility. So in the tarot, the 8 for this year is the card of strength. I'll show you from 2 decks. This is from the traditional Rider-Waite deck, and this is from the Light Seers Tarot. So take a look for yourself and see what energy the 8, the strength card, evokes. Traditionally, this card is associated with a sense of inner self-mastery. How do I master my own urges, my own instincts, so that I can come from a place of strength, but also generosity and gentleness, right? And there's a connection to the infinite. Sorry, this awareness that my strength in this realm, my strength over my own will, over my own actions, behavior, how I master myself in this life is somehow connected to a sense of my higher purpose, my higher soul. What am I here to accomplish? How am I in service of something bigger and more noble in this life, right? So there is that sense of being very gentle and also being powerful, right? That's the strength card. That's the 8. From the perspective of the minor arcana, that's the major arcana in tarot. The minor arcana, the 8s, are associated with movement, with change. Astrologically, they're connected to the mutable, the mode of mutability in the which means being able to adapt, flow, change, move on. So with the 8 of Wands, change is around fire element, which is about action, passion, desire, right? What am I ready to do this year that is brand new? And instead of overthinking and taking time, slow, steady, this is like, I want to jump into action. I want to make something happen. So for you in 2024, what feels that it's calling you on a level of your own desire, goals, motivation? What are you energized around that you want to be in action for? And then taking the action steps, making it happen, moving. Don't wait till 2025. Don't wait another year, right? How can I really just make this a go in this year? The eight of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles is earth. That is the slow, steady energy. So that's about how do I move forward towards mastery, towards a real skillfulness in whatever my work is, my career is, whatever I'm trying to build for myself and manifest for myself in terms of physical wealth or my own health, which is all related to Pentacles, or the work I do in the world. It's about putting in the effort and the work diligently, with commitment, with perseverance, but it is also being in movement, not being stagnant. So, what are your goals this year around your job, your career, your vocation, what you're trying to build for yourself over the long term? What are your goals around your health? Right? Around your physical body, around your resources, your wealth, abundance, accumulation. That's all Eight of Pentacles. And that's asking you to really commit and do the work so that, the universe, source can meet you, right? We must be in action on our own behalf, and then the universe moves too, right? To help us. The Eight of, let's see, I'll just show you one second. This is another Eight of Pentacles from the Light Seers Tarot, right? We have work and it comes in phases, but we go through all the phases of it and we're putting in the effort over time. Okay, the Eight of Swords is more complicated. Swords has to do with your mind and the things you tell yourself. So the Eight of Swords is about moving forward, moving beyond limiting negative beliefs and self-talk, right? What have you been telling yourself over and over and over that keeps you small and keeps you stuck and stagnant? The Eight of Swords is about breaking that cycle and asking yourself, what else might be true? What else might I be able to tell myself that actually changes and shifts my feeling stuck so that I can move forward with a new thought and a new action? So the Eight of Swords, I love this rendition. It's like she's sitting here completely free and unbound, but her reflection, her perception of herself is really false. It's of being bound up and stuck and blindfolded and not having a way out or through, not being able to see clearly. And here she is seeing clearly, seeing well, maybe she's not seeing so clearly. She's seeing what she imagines to be true, which is an illusion. So the question is, what else might be true? And when we can't see clearly for ourselves, who else could be a support or an advocate for us to give us perspective and feedback? Who are your close friends or family or your coach or someone who can say to you, I'm not sure you're seeing this. Maybe there's another perspective you're not aware of. Let's imagine what else might be outside that mirror, outside that box that you've created for yourself so that you can see clearly. Here's another version of that Eight of Swords, right? She's feeling like, oh, I'm completely bound and stuck and I can't see, but actually, this is a pretty loose binding, and maybe she's actually able to see underneath this little, blindfold, and she's really not in a prison. The swords are in the ground, but it's open. She can move forward if she chooses. She just imagines that she's stuck. So how do we get ourselves unstuck, right, in our thinking? This is a year to do that, 2024. Let's think a new thought. There's a lot of astrology that also supports that, which I'm not going to go into today. I'll make another video about the astrology of 2024. The last element is cups, and cups has to do with your emotional contentment, with your happiness, your joy, your relationships, how you give and receive love. And eight, again, is about moving forward. So the Eight of Cups is about, what do I need to walk away from and leave in the past in terms of my emotional discontent or relationships that did not support me feeling loved or me being able to really source the loving part of myself? What do I need to leave in the past so that I can move towards a new dawn, a new potential future that looks brighter, that looks happier, that is less dark and dismal, and is going to, light me up in terms of what I really need, right, to feel complete and whole and satisfied in my life, right? So around that, what are your goals in relationship? What, if you look over your life from 2023, what did not bring satisfaction, but actually felt emotionally draining for you? And maybe it's time to figure out, in the next year, am I able and willing to leave those things in the past so that I can begin new and fresh with strength, right? With this feeling of, I do have the ability to change my own life path destiny, right? I make a choice and I move myself forward and I trust in my own inner strength and my deservedness, my courage, my self-esteem, and I move forward to create something new. So that's what I have for you around the tarot. Oh, I have one last thing. You have your own personal tarot number for the year as well. Okay. So the way that you would calculate that is you take your birthday and instead of your year of birth, you put 2024 at the end. So for instance, my birthday is February 16th, and I'm going to add 2024. So I would take a 2 for the February, plus a 1, plus a 6 for the 16th, plus 2, plus 0, plus 2, plus 4 for 2024. So I add all those numbers together, and that would be my personal number for the year. So do that as an exercise, and then you can check your tarot deck. You could check online. You can certainly check with me if you want to set up a session just to look at tarot for you for the year and what that evokes for you, right? Tarot is just archetypal imagery that helps to evoke some inner wisdom, connection to what might be subconscious. It helps bring up information and potential advice to help you receive the guidance you need to make sense in your life. So if you want to work on your individual tarot for the year with me, I'd be so happy to do that. And I will be back soon with a video about the astrology of 2024 as well. Okay, wishing you a great rest of December and a fabulous, strong 2024 moving forward. Be well.